What is up, folks? How you guys doing? I am not actually looking at this on YouTube, so let me know if y'all see me live on YouTube because I'm on StreamYard. It's actually my first time hosting any kind of show on StreamYard, but I figured I might as well do it. I figure it might help me on my weaker PC when I go over there to do some stuff. Um, I don't know if it will, but it might. But uh, am I live? Do y'all see me? Is it good? Clear? Do I sound okay? Because all that's processing through StreamYard right now. And like I said, I don't know if it's working. I could always pull up YouTube and look, I guess, right? But you guys could tell me. It says I'm live on StreamYard. Let me pull up another browser window with YouTube over here. That's what I'll do. And just mute it. All right. So it appears I am live, yeah? And we're in 1080p. All right. Yeah, I had a single thumbs down 10 minutes before the video even started, which was kind of funny. So the public of streamers says just means you're doing something right if you got haters, because this was my comment. I love you guys. Thumbs down me all you want. I don't care. Thumbs up me, thumbs down me. It's all gravy. What's up, Rubio? What's up, Storm? Storm says, I am mad. You're mad? Well, you shouldn't be mad. What's up, Josh? Listen, guys, this is also, since I'm on StreamYard, I do have a link so people can come in and chat with me about it if you want. I'll be on for a bit. Can you guys hear that sound going off? Thank you, Storm. I can't wait to actually be on my normal YouTube side over there, but since I'm working so much, I'm still over here. But I think it looks pretty good from this side, aside from my mess in the background. But my audio is good. Am I too loud, too low? Because I got all this running through StreamYard, so I'm not sure. It's first time using their system and setting up, like, I got to pull a slider for the audio, stuff like that. What's up, B Davy? I'm good. All right, cool. All right, so here's the thing, guys, right? How do I do this? See, there we go. I got to take that off. Okay. I'm going to start off by saying this, and then I'm going to open the panel up. So if anybody wants to come in and talk about it, we can talk about it. Also, give people some ideas if you guys are YouTubers on things that you can do, because the idea here is taking control of your own content and your own audience, right? Think about it like this, okay? We, as content creators, me, whoever, Juggernaut, everybody else out there that makes content, whether it's on YouTube or Twitch or anywhere, we think we sort of own our content and that we own, I shouldn't say we, but many of us probably falsely think that, like, we're in control, we're in charge, we own what we put out there. Why? Because we're able to claim copyrights on things. If somebody takes our video and puts it on their channel, we can claim copyright. But who actually is the one that enforces that copyright? Is it you as the creator? No. You got to ask YouTube to do it if you're on YouTube. You got to ask Twitch to do it if you're on Twitch. I spent years on this channel building a relationship with you guys that are in here right now. Do I own that relationship with you guys in a way? I put in all the work to have you guys come here. You guys come here because you like my work, right? But I don't technically, at any point, YouTube could say, we don't like you. What's up, DJ? What's up, William? At any point, YouTube could say, we don't like you anymore and kick you off the platform. I could just be gone tomorrow. We see it happen all the time, right? So therefore, I own nothing. YouTube is in control of everything. And most people's attitude initially, what's up, Moray, is I'm upset about this. This is unfair. This is no good. But guess what? I made a YouTube channel. Everybody else that made one and does it made a YouTube channel, and you agreed to their terms of service when you made it. And you agreed to the fact that they could change that terms of service anytime you want. So I'm here putting on my big boy pants and telling everybody else to put on their big boy pants and understand that you don't control nothing. All right? YouTube controls it all because it's their platform. And as much as you put in the work to establish a relationship with people on your channel, you could not establish that relationship if it was not for YouTube, because YouTube is the largest platform there is when it comes to talking online, streaming, bringing content to people. It's the second largest search engine in the world behind Google, and Google owns YouTube. So they got number one and number two. That's just a fact. And then you hear people complain, well, I can't go to Twitch. I can't do this. I can't do that because it doesn't have the same reach, the same level, you're right, it doesn't. But you know what? While you're on YouTube, you can do things. If you if you're looking at this as a business, if you're just here for a hobby and it's not crucial income to you or anything like that, fine. You don't got to worry about anything I'm about to say. But if you're a YouTuber, whether you do it part-time like me and have a job, but that income, a man Troop was good, Troop. Whether you do it part-time like me, but that income helps you, or you're a full-time YouTuber, or half your income or all your income, whatever it is, comes from YouTube. If that income is very important to you and you're making enough of it, it's time to boss up. It's time to say, you know what? I see what's happening right now. Okay. And I need to take control of my content to some degree. Now, no matter what happens, we got new laws. I'm going to talk about the streaming community in particular right now, because no matter what happens, we got new laws. And those laws are saying that certain things are a felony now. Those things are not something that you should have been doing on YouTube in the first place. And if you were, there's certainly things you should not be doing on YouTube now. All right. Doesn't mean you can't talk about those things. YouTube says you can't. YouTube says, and guess what? Like I said, you agreed to their terms of service. You're here because they're allowing you to be here, and they can kick you out anytime you want. People complaining about censorship and all this stuff. YouTube is a business, okay? YouTube, just like any other business, can say, I implement a new rule, and if you don't agree to that rule, you can't be here. A store right now has the right to tell you can't come in if you don't have a mask on. Even before any of this coronavirus stuff, any other place had a right to tell you can't come in without a shirt on. You can't come in without shoes on. Those are just normal things. Those are what a business does. YouTube is in the business to make money. That's what they're doing. That's what all these ads are about. That's what all this stuff is about. You think Comcast wants to keep advertising on YouTube if people are on YouTube telling them how to avoid paying Comcast fees? Of course they don't. YouTube's covering their own ass. YouTube is saying, I got to look out for me, and you guys in the content creation have a job to do on your own. If you want to keep making this money, you got to look out for yourself. And that's just the way it is. That's just cold hard facts. So don't be mad at YouTube. YouTube is doing what YouTube needs to do because these new laws are out. They got pressure from other places coming in. They're going to do what they got to do, because if you were YouTube, would you be messing up your business relationship just so somebody on your platform can make money? If you say you are, you're lying, because look at how much money they make. They're not risking that kind of money to get in legal troubles or any kind of stuff like that. They're going to say, nope, I'm going to just cut this one part out. I don't care if this section makes money for us. And it's not just streaming content people in the streaming community. It's also, other YouTubers are having the same problem, depending on what the content is. It could just be a few videos. It could be a lot of videos. They're making their terms of service pretty broad right now. And it's because there's a lot of change going on in the wind. You know what I mean? And they're just covering it. And I'm sure it'll tighten down a little bit more as time goes on. What's up, Yo-Yo? What's up, Blade? um, you know, it's something that y'all got to stop complaining, man. Y'all got to just think about, how can I take control of my stuff? And I'm going to tell y'all some ways that I thought of and things that I'm going to do to take control of my stuff. I already know I can't come on here and even talk about, like, show you guys. It literally says I can't show you a web address to get any kind of app that would help you possibly stream something if you don't own the rights to it or you haven't paid for it. I can't show a web address for that. I can't show a web address for, I mean, you could make an argument that they might even say you can't show a web address for a VPN. But I don't think they'll win that argument. And they probably won't go that far to try it, unless you say use this VPN to get around such and such. That's different. But if I come on here and I say VPNs help protect your privacy online, go ahead and use this VPN, that's a different story than saying, hey, you want to stream such and such, this VPN is going to help you do it. That's what they're saying. You can't correlate the two things together anymore on YouTube. So what can I do? I built almost 45,000 subscriber follower on this channel based on streaming content primarily. I mean, I talked about other things always. I did some other things always, but most people came here because I was Supreme Builds, and Supreme Builds had content on that kind of stuff that's no longer allowed on YouTube. So what do? I could sit here and cry. I could sit here and complain. The people I feel bad for and the people that have a right to complain, I'll tell you this right now. Rojas has an absolute right to complain. The reason he has a right to complain is because they put that into effect and then knocked him for old videos without even a warning. To me, that's wrong. You know what I mean? He has a right to voice his complaint. At the same time, YouTube has a right to not care, though. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But that I do agree with. Anybody that was caught in his situation, I think that's kind of messed up from a business perspective to go back to before you, like, it was not in your terms of service at that point, to go back to when it wasn't in your terms of service and say, hey, this breaks our terms of service now. I just look at that as kind of, shifty of a business practice personally. But they can do it, and they have. So, once they do it, thank you, Blade. Once they do it, it's a wrap. You can fight it, and maybe you'll win, maybe you won't. Hopefully, people that were in a situation similar to Rojas's win. But you guys that are still here right now, you guys that are still here, that come from this community or any other community that might also be affected by these rules, by these laws, by all this stuff, don't sitting around and complaining is not going to help you one bit. Sitting around, wondering how you're going to keep making money isn't going to help you one bit. Um, Action, thinking, you boss up. Okay, right now, you got to understand, YouTube is free to you. I'm on YouTube, and I don't pay YouTube anything. So think about that. I pay nothing, and YouTube pays me. I mean, of course I put work in, I make the videos, I make time, I do all that stuff, but it's free hosting for whatever. I could upload an 8K video right now, and it could be 25 gigabytes in size, 80 gigabytes, 100 gigabytes. YouTube will process it and put it on my channel and host it for me forever. You're not going to find that in many places. So YouTube knows that they have a platform that people need if they want to expand their brand, if they want to get followers out there from people on all different kinds of platforms. So how do you stay on YouTube? Well, you got to change. You can't break the terms of service. That's just what you got to do. But you may have followers that only care about what you said because you were doing things that are now against the terms of service. What do you do then? What's up, Tommy? What do you do then? How do you get that information to people? You can still do it. You know why? Because in actuality, okay, sharing a web address of APK is not actually illegal. If you look at the actual law part of it, the law says, charging people making a business or income primarily out of copyrighted material is now actually like a legal crime. Okay. But it's kind of like if you're the one providing the material, it's not really what we're doing by communicating to people. It's more the people that run those things are the ones that law sounds more geared towards. However, yeah, like I said, it's open to interpretation to some extent. But legally, you are not breaking the law if you say, go to such and such website to get such and such APK. And you see how I'm saying this now because YouTube can't bang me for that because I'm not talking about anything. I said such and such and such and such. So I'm not breaking their terms of service right now. But legally, you can do that. Legally, I can actually go on to, the great application that starts with a K and ends with an I, and I can be on that application online and show people um, posters that flow in there. Why? Those posters come from TVDB or IMDb or any place else like that. Those are all up online anyway. As long as you're not showing the content, you're not actually breaking a law. And that's not going to change until they write a new law. And I don't think they ever really could get away with that because you're just showing something. All right. Um, you're not really actually doing something that's like, you know, theoretically bad. You know what I'm saying? So how can you do that? Well, you can't do it on YouTube because that's their terms of service. And I bet you in due time, that's going to be the terms of service on just about any monetized platform that shows their own ads. All right. So Twitch, you might be able to do it. I don't know. I'll test those waters. I got a Twitch account. All right. But I'll see if they bang me for it, but I'll try. I'm not going to go crazy on it, but I'll be sensible about it and I'll try to show it on Twitch to some extent. But here's what you can do. All right. Damn, I got 6 thumbs down. You know what it is, guys? It's honestly, I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's hilarious. My thumbs downs have went up ever since I actually said I did not like Donald Trump's behavior. Never said anything bad about politics. Never said anything bad about Republicans. I said I don't like his behavior. And that's when my thumbs up. I used to get 1 all the time. Now I get like 6 or 7 all the time. And I really don't care. I'm entitled to my opinion. This is a free country. Don't like it? Hit the thumbs down. Free for you to do too. Doesn't bother me one bit. But yeah, look. Basically, at the end of the day, there's ways that you can do this. Okay? Um, as long as you don't go too far, as long as you just do what I said, if you go ahead, yeah, it might be the same guy with 6 accounts. I wouldn't be surprised. But as long as you do what I'm saying right now, you're gonna be all right. Okay. And you don't have to do exactly what I say or anything like that. But it's just ideas, and I'm gonna bring people on the panel in a few minutes after I get this out, and we can talk more about it. Maybe some other people have ideas. So hang around, guys. I'll throw the link out, and anybody that wants to can jump on. But here's the deal, okay? I'm gonna need this sip first. Hold up. All right. Take control of your own content. You're making money on YouTube. If that's you, you're making money. Get your own website. On your own website, you can pay for hosting somewhere. You can get a VPS to upload videos. You can have those stored somewhere if you want. Okay. It's not that expensive to get a cheap server. All right. Because you're not going to be able to go live from said server like I'm doing right now, but you'll be able to put a video up there and link somebody to that video, and that's yours. And as long as you're not actually showing copyrighted content on your website, there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody's going to be able to actually charge you with a crime. So go ahead and show a setup video for something. Just don't show the content. All right. Don't charge anybody to get content that belongs to somebody else on that video or on that website or any of that. But you can put the information there. So, you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. I just bought leadtalkstech.com. Guess what'll go up there? You'll get some information. Okay. Why not? That's my website. Now I own that content. Now I'm in charge of that content. And it doesn't matter what YouTube thinks about it because it doesn't belong to them and they're not hosting it. So that's 1. 2, you got other things. You can go with something like Patreon. If you guys ever looked at Patreon, I'll probably do one of those too. You can host videos. There's many platforms that will ingest into Patreon. It's a bit of a more complicated process because they don't host anything themselves, which is good because now they can't really as much. The terms of service are a little more lax because of that. They do have a terms of service that's against the same stuff. Don't show copyright material. Like you can't do that, but doesn't say you can't show somebody how to install an add-on. Doesn't say you can't um, show somebody you know it doesn't say you can't show somebody how to where to go to find an APK. So these things take time and they cost money. But you're the creator. You built the relationship with people. If you're making money from it, you're gonna have to spend some of that money if you want to keep making money from it. That's just boss stuff, man. That's what it is. You got to boss up. So look at other means. And now I understand this is troublesome because I look at it and I say, well, I spend hours to make a video. Let's say, how to make a build of some sort or whatever. I want to keep it simple here so I don't break terms of service. But you guys know what I mean. I could spend 2 hours, 3 hours. You know me. Could be 4 hours showing everybody this, making a video. If I can't put it on YouTube, I can't get paid for that time. That's where Patreon comes in. You laugh, Dr. Death, but OnlyFans is actually an option. Most people think of OnlyFans as something that's only for sex industry. But it's not. There's chefs on OnlyFans. There's doctors on. There's all kinds of stuff on OnlyFans. I actually looked this up because OnlyFans is actually another option. I was actually going to mention that. It sounds funny, and I laughed hysterically, and Storm will tell you because I even spoke to her earlier about it, and we were both laughing. But it's actually an option. You know what I mean? So you can do that. OnlyFans, you guys can look at it. If you want to do that, you can. But because you can't, you need a subscription model, and people that follow you will have to understand this, and subscribe to you will have to understand this, is that you're going to have to charge if you're going to make any kind of video like that to some extent. Yeah, no filing tutorials, Berto. That's against terms of service on YouTube now too. There's a lot of channels that's still putting out stuff. I just saw like 3 or 4 videos yesterday that it's all good. Edwin, take care. This video will be up. It'll stay up. There's a lot of channels that are going to be breaking terms of service and getting strikes, and they're just I see them just yesterday uploading new stuff. So expect to see way more stuff coming down for these people that don't listen. It's going to come down. But for you guys, I want you guys to understand out there, whether you're a YouTuber yourself or you're a follower of YouTubers, whether you're a member of channels, whatever the case is, that content creator has to find another way to make some money for that time that they put into those kind of videos because they can't make the money on YouTube anymore. So if they do that, and let's say they make a Patreon, they might charge $5 a month for access to their Patreon. You know what I mean? And you may have to subscribe to that Patreon and pay $5 a month, but then you're going to get all the info you used to get. But you got to understand that for the content creator to spend the hours and time it takes to make those videos, and they can't monetize it anymore. If you want to see it, that'll be the way to see it, or they could make a website and get ads eventually if they get enough traffic to that website, where then they could just put it on their website for free and have it hosted on their website for free. But then you're also going to need more servers that are stronger if you're going to have that much traffic. You're going to need to pay for a server that's got it's dedicated with like a gig up and a gig down at least, and host videos on it and link those videos into your website. And that's going to cost money too. So they're going to have to make, it's harder to do it that way, but it's going to cost the creator a lot more. So they're going to have a lot of traffic driven. So one way or another, you guys that follow the creator are going to have to be involved in order to keep seeing those videos. Because you can run around right now, and I know most people will. You'll run around right now to whoever is still making the content. DJ says they keep making all my vids only suitable for. That's so weird. YouTube is doing that automatically? That's bizarre. I don't even know how this works because right now I went into into here? Can I go into my... Matter of fact, I'm just going to leave it alone. I don't even know if monetization is enabled on this video because I did it straight from StreamYard. It didn't give me any of those options. I didn't touch YouTube side. So I'm not really sure. Whatever. It is what it is. Um, but yeah, I don't know if they did that to me. Hopefully not. But at the end of the day, you're basically looking at how to control your own destiny, your own content, what you do create, because you should have creative control of your content. And anything that's allowed to be on YouTube today, I just switched up the whole channel, deleted tons of videos. I said, all right, I'm going a new direction. I don't want to lose YouTube because it's a great platform still. I'm not mad at YouTube. They're doing what they got to do. Like I said, were they a little harsh about it to some people? For sure. But they're just doing what they got to do. They're protecting their business, just like you'd protect your business if it was you. And I'd protect my business if it was me. So I really don't think that all this anger, it's the same thing with everything else. We have freedom of speech, but that doesn't mean that you can go on any private platform and say whatever you want. He says they keep emailing him and he's not even monetized. That's extra weird. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe just because you're constantly talking about the K word, maybe it's just bringing red flags to them somehow. That's weird. Or maybe they think because you have like some cool graphics that have to deal with, more cartoony stuff that it might be geared towards kids somehow. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. But yeah, guys, I mean that's what it is. You're looking at yeah, you never talk on your channel too. That's definitely bizarre, DJ. I don't know. And that's the thing. It's free. YouTube's free. Try to get help from them. Try to get them to answer a question like that DJ has right now. They won't answer that question. You get what you pay for at the end of the day. You got you're using a free platform. You're paying nothing. So you're going to get customer service like you're paying nothing. Unless you're like some huge, if you're Peter McKinnon or PewDiePie, you'll get an answer to why they're messing with you. But if you're me, or you're even somebody with 500,000 subscribers, they don't care. You can have 10 times my subscribers, they don't care. They're just giving you a free platform where you can make money. So, you're at their mercy. Is their rules, and you got to just deal with it. That's all there is to it. So what's up, Butler? What's up, JJ? Blade says, you want to talk to YouTube customer support, hit up Twitter. Yeah, that's probably the best bet you got, but real facts. I'm just keeping it real with you guys. You're on a free platform. You are streaming on a free platform. What's up, Sim? You are making money off of a free platform. If you've chosen to monetize yourself or anything like that, they look at it as, who are you to even ask me a question? Just be quiet and make your money. We ain't got time for that. That's how they look at it. So boss up, pull your pants up, and come up with new ways to do things. So for me, like I said, Patreon, OnlyFans is actually an option. Laugh all y'all want, but there's all kinds of people on OnlyFans. It's known for sex stuff, but there's all kinds of people on OnlyFans. However, OnlyFans also hosts your content. You upload directly to OnlyFans. Therefore, there's a possibility that OnlyFans could get a takedown notice. So you still want to be putting it, carefully and not showing the actual content. You got to be very strict about that. If you're going to do it, you got to be strict about it. You got to police yourself and make sure that you're asking yourself as you're making a video, at any point, am I showing something that actually, is violating a law? Because if it is, you're still going to get in trouble even if you're not on YouTube. Supreme God. No, I don't have one, but I'm saying it's an option for anybody that's a YouTuber that wants to put out info that YouTube now says is against Suburban, is against their terms of service. That's actually an option. I mean, like I said, there's chefs, doctors, all kinds of people on YouTube, writers, authors, famous people. I mean, not on YouTube, on OnlyFans. Famous people that just give you like more inside videos. It's kind of crazy. I mean, most people obviously don't think of it for that, but yeah, I like that Tupac icon too. Tupac is my favorite rapper of all time. Um, yeah, folks, hit that thumbs up for me. Show the haters what's up. We got 6 thumbs down. I'm sure like at least one of them was before I even started, probably more. That's okay. Give me them thumbs up, guys. Hit it up. Let's watch them climb up. But yeah, guys, I mean that's legitimately the options. You got Patreon or OnlyFans, as far as ability to still get paid for making those kind of videos. And you got, you can make your own website as well. And I highly suggest everyone do that. And whether you show videos from your website or not, have some kind of private server where you can upload your videos to, or you can keep them on your desktop if you really want to, but something that you could link to people. Think about it. You could just be in a Telegram group or whatever, and somebody says, "Hey, how do I?" Thank you, Mr. Butler. I appreciate that. Somebody could just be like, "Hey, how do I install such and such on this?" And you got a video on it. You just boom. Here's a link to the video. It's on my website. You know, and if you have enough advertising driven revenue on the website because you have enough traffic, then you could give that money, those videos out for free to people, because you're going to get they're ready to see your toes. Nah, that's never going to happen. But yeah, I mean, those are options, guys. So don't think that because YouTube is not letting you talk about things that you normally used to talk about before they changed their terms of service, that you can't still talk about them. You just can't talk about them here. You can do that. You just got to do it, in a way that is not here and is smart. And no matter what, I don't care what platform it is, wherever it's at, please, guys, if you have anything to do with actual businesses that make money from copyrighted material, if you do have anything to do with those businesses, do not put those videos up anywhere. That should all be 1000% privately done if you're doing anything like that. All right. That's just facts right now. No websites, no videos. If you're actually, doing something like that, because, if you're doing something that directly involves with those laws, the last thing anybody wants to see is, you. We don't want to be on YouTube talking about you. All right. So, you know what I'm saying? So be smart. With that said, if anybody else got information, wants to talk, absolutely feel free to jump up in this chat. Right here is the link to the chat. Y'all can come on and we can chat it up for a little bit. Thanks, Urban. That's what's up. Yeah, I gotta I want to do my YouTube from that side so people can actually see the side I'm on right now from the YouTube. But you know, I work my regular job on this side, so oh man, why when I minimize this thing, it wants to act super loud? So annoying. Hold up, I'll go right there and minimize it again. Hopefully that works. But yeah, man, if any YouTubers out there in the chat, y'all want to come on, y'all want to, share your thoughts, feel free. The link is there. I'll put it again real quick. I don't know. I hope that's showing up in the chat, because I'm I'm not even looking at it on YouTube, so I'm guessing it's coming through, right? Yeah. All right. Yeah, I just looked at it on YouTube. Thank you, Sim. What's up, Kenny? Hey guys, smack that thumbs up for me, because you know what? I'm out here speaking the truth. I'm out here saying things that are probably a little bit YouTubers don't want to hear it, because I hear a lot of whining and crying right now from all kinds of people, different people whining and crying all over the place. They don't want to hear what I'm saying, but I'm telling them the truth. And it's not because I want to be better than anybody. It's not because any of that. It's because I want to see y'all doing what you need to do. I want to see y'all, adapting, overcoming what's in front of you instead of folding and just sitting there stuck. You know what I mean? Thank you, Leroy. So smack that thumbs up. The more you guys smack it, the more this video will get played. Share it around, put it in people's Telegram groups, whatever you guys are in, put it in wherever. Get people to come up in here while we're live, get people to watch it later. But people need to hear this info. People need to get out of that funk that they're in and start actually doing something. Because sitting around and worrying about all this stuff all the time and thinking, oh, this is over, this is done, it's not helping nobody. You're not helping yourself. You're not helping the community. You're not helping anybody else. All you're doing is setting an example that is not a good one. It's an example that other people are going to see and go, oh, well, when I face an adversity and a hardship, I guess, this person who I looked up to just folded, and I guess that's okay. You don't want somebody coming up young, impressionable, anything like that, to think that that's okay. You want to show them, hey, this is life. Things happen. This is a small thing in the grand scheme of things, and you got to put your work in, think, use your brain, boss up, and find ways to, I hear you, DJ. It's all good. Anybody that wants to, feel free. Y'all can jump in. I'll put that link in there again. If you don't want to, that's fine. It'll just make the show shorter. Did they actually block me from just putting my own link out? Because I just tried to put it and it's not showing up. Urban says people cry too much on YouTube. That is weird. Oh, there we go. All right, it went. It didn't go the last time, but this time it went. Oh no, it did go. That's so funky. All right, I didn't see it. I just kind of skipped through. I gotta get used to like showing this. Showing people's comments. But like Sim said, many options available. That's true. It's a lot of options available, guys. There's more than even what I just said. And none of them are going to be as simple as YouTube. Some of them are going to cost you money as a creator. So if this is just a hobby for you, don't worry about it, because these changes aren't hurting you. They're not making a dent in your pocket. They're not, really doing something crazy. Oh, Terror's jumping in. Hang on a second. Let's get Terror up in here. Give me a second, Terror. There we go.
What up? And I won't say the other word because we'll probably get kicked off YouTube.
What's up, Terror?
Not much, man. What are you up to?
Just finished my day of work and jumped right on here.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know if you seen the first video I put out in about 6 months or maybe even longer, but I was kind of talking about the same kind of stuff.
Oh no, I haven't seen it.
Yeah. I was talking about, maybe having some kind of a website or email distribution list or something to try and.
There you go.
Yeah. It's just coincidence probably, but I posted in a couple of groups too. I was looking like, I'm a hell of a skinner, but I couldn't do a web page or an email list and do privacy protection and that. So I was kind of calling out to see, is there a group of people that would be willing to put something like that together, to try and, for sources or whatever, the stuff that we can't share, right? The stuff everyone's asking for, right? I'm not saying you just throw it out there to the public, but, if you had a way of, assigning maybe a reply email to a person and they got to validate that guy before they pass it on. So at least, you can track it back to the top email and say, hey, get rid of this stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's I don't know if I'm getting it. You still got your YouTube on? I'm getting an echo.
Yeah, I never did take down my channel. I deleted all of my videos, so there's only one video on it now.
No, I mean right now though. Like, is your volume on your YouTube? Or no?
No, I don't have YouTube going. I only got StreamYard. Hang on a second. I'm going to turn off my Bluetooth speakers.
What's up, Kiko? Kiko in the house. Yeah, I was just catching like an extra echo through Terra's mic. I don't know if you guys could hear it, but it was coming through to me. But he makes a great. Huh?
Is that better?
Yeah, I'm not getting the echo now. That's good.
Okay, cool. Damn Bluetooth speaker.
I was getting you came up with one I didn't even think about, which was a email distribution list.
Yeah, that's ultimately, of course, as soon as you say that, it's like, I mean, whatever, go grab yourself a Gmail if you're worried about that. But, I don't know. I have had I was basically, saying it's definitely something I couldn't do myself if it was a website or, proper email distribution and that kind of thing. I don't know. I don't do that
Well,
kind of stuff.
I mean, here's the thing. There's probably somebody out there that can do that stuff in our community. The first person, website I can do, but email distribution list I haven't really messed with. But the person that probably comes to mind in our community that probably could like script up something like that would work actually in a free scenario. The first person I could think of might be Fire TV Guru.
Oh yeah. Well, I have had a couple people step forward and say that they have the technical ability to do it. But the other thing I was calling for is like I've started enough groups, I've started enough support groups and stuff to know that I am not taking this on alone, especially if I don't have all the technical ability, right? And something like that. If you want it to be community driven, you're going to have to get a few guys that can work together for a sustained amount of time.
You just heard that comment, right?
No, I didn't. I don't have the comments up.
It said Blade said someone turned their frown upside down. Only 5 thumbs down now.
Yeah. Someone reversed it. I was you gave a speech and they reversed it.
But yeah, I mean, look, I know that there's definitely paid services that do email distribution lists, and again, if you're actually making money from it, you got to invest in yourself. So if you can't find somebody that does it and you really want one, there's paid places that make that easy. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're not like crazy expensive, but they do cost. And I think from the little bit of research that I did at one point on them, it was a while ago. It was like based on the amount of emails they send is how much you pay, but it was something like cents per email. So it wasn't like some kind of insane, if you had a 1,000,000 person email list, that would probably cost you a lot of money. But if it's 100 people,
Yeah,
200,
and
300,
then of course, as soon as that stuff starts costing you money, well, then you got to put some advertising on your website, and now half the community just disowned you.
Exactly. That's the problem with I think people are finally getting it to some extent more than they did, but some people just hate it no matter what. You know, a lot of people run around with ad blockers all day and all that kind of stuff. So they go to somebody's website, all the ads don't show up. That person doesn't get any money because the ads aren't showing up. And they just think, well, I don't want to be inconvenienced with an ad. But if somebody's giving you valuable content on a website and that website is free, then you should let those ads be there. You don't got to click on them, but leave them there. That person is making money and providing you a service at the same time. You're looking for that content and they're providing it. Just let the ad be on the page, guys.
Yeah, like even the some of the most simplest things is like hosting a wizard or hosting a repo. You're probably minimum. If you're even not even that popular, but are known, it's $70 a year for sure. I mean, that ain't a lot, but I mean, why should I? I'm giving it out for free. What do I got to pay for it for?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Craig. I appreciate that. Hello to you in Australia, where it's what is it like? It's like midday, right? Over there now. DJ, good night, DJ. But yeah, I mean, email list is definitely a good one. If you're going the website route, I would absolutely include an email list for the website route for sure.
Yeah.
But something like Patreon, right? You can host on YouTube and bring to Patreon, but that's not going to work because you can't
Yeah.
have video on YouTube. Period.
No.
You can host on Vimeo. I haven't 100% looked at Vimeo's terms of service, and you can make private videos on Vimeo. I don't know if that's going to work. They do have a tight
Right.
integration with Vimeo on Patreon.
But you could do the same thing on YouTube right now too. I wonder if they're flagging private videos like that.
I don't know because there's no advertising on it, but they might be. It's hard to say. Um, I would probably just avoid it altogether and try Vimeo. But here's the thing with Vimeo, right? Vimeo, you pay. So if even if, let's just say you're using Patreon and you charge people $5 a month to go to your Patreon to be a Patreon member where they can get access to these videos so that you can make some money, you're going to have to pay for Vimeo because the free option is full of ads, in which case you're going to be bound even further by terms of service. But once you pay, you can have private videos that are not shown unless they have a private link, all kinds of stuff like that. And there's no ads to those. Those are all blocked because you're paying. So now you're a paying member hosting content there. It gives you a little bit more control. But you could even there are ways to use like RTMP and go from a VPS server into Patreon that way too. You can link. So you could link to a private link that's not accessible on your website and only accessible through a link if you code it properly. So there's ways to do it through Patreon. OnlyFans, I know it sounds crazy, but it works too. You know, so those are definite options, and then the website's the other option. But that the email list is definitely good because every time you make new content on those sites, the thing with YouTube is I make a video, you make a video, everybody knows. They hit a bell, they get notified.
Yeah.
Hey, this person made a video. You don't get that on other sites like that. So having an email list for anybody that happens to be your Patreon or happens to maybe be on your OnlyFans or joins your website, you can give them, hey, here, give us your email, join the email list. Every time new content is uploaded here, you'll get an email.
Yeah. Hopefully it's still on one of the platforms.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's a way to do it. But I really just want everybody to know that at the end of the day, even before all this took place, everything that I said was true. YouTube could have kicked you off at any time, and they could have kicked you off just because they don't like you. People, it's a tough thing to understand because people are more up in arms over political things at this point and looking at it like censorship. But take the politics out of it and just look at it as businesses. All right, everybody thinks free speech and Twitter, or free speech and Facebook, or free speech and YouTube. Free speech was never allowed inside of any business you wanted to allow it inside of. Just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's not a business. Those are businesses. They are privately owned companies. So theoretically, they can do whatever they want. They all have terms of service and they can change them at any time. They're a business. They're not. It's not like you're standing outside on a street corner with a permit, you know, spouting off whatever you want to say. And it's not the same. You're coming on YouTube and saying anything you want to say is like walking into Starbucks and yelling out how much it's the same difference. It really is because people don't think it is, but it really is because it's a business and a business, and those businesses have their rights. They can do whatever they want. The only thing that they can't do is discriminate. From and this is, I guess, where people try to make a case. But you can't discriminate based on like race, religion, those things that are down in law. But it doesn't matter what race you are, religion you are. You can't just walk into Starbucks and start shouting out craziness and expect that that's going to be okay. They're going to kick you out, and they're not going to be in trouble for kicking you out. And it's the same thing. YouTube can say, "Hey, we don't want you talking about streaming on YouTube. We're going to kick you out." That's what they're going to do.
Yep. What's up, Brooklyn?
What's up, Brooklyn? I'm going to throw the link out there if anybody else wants to jump on, say anything. I'll probably keep this going for maybe another 15, 20 minutes. Feel free to jump in, say hi. But Tara, yeah, man, that's the email list is a good one. I didn't even think of that when I came on, so it's another good
Yeah,
one.
pretty safe. Web page, email us now. Email I think is probably safer than even a web page because as we've seen, like I guess it depends on where you get hosted from, right? Like we've seen Parler get taken down by Amazon.
Yep.
So like, well, what server are you on? How do you even know what server you're on when you're asking and you get a domain or something? Like I'm sure it's on a server somewhere, and it could be just like that. It could be end up on a Google server somewhere, and you might be avoiding it on YouTube, but that's owned by Google, and Google just gets you on the other end.
Yeah, I mean that's always possible too. The thing is though, you're paying. So once you're paying for that server, right? They have to send you a notice. It's not YouTube can do whatever they want because you don't pay. They own it all, so they can just kick you off. But somebody would send a notice and say, "Hey, you can't do this." Nobody's gonna instantly take your website down for unless you actually
Well,
committed,
but
straight.
isn't that what they exactly did to Parler?
Yes, but Parler still exists, sort of. Like
But that's
Amazon
what I
just
mean.
said,
Like, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. The app is there. All those anyone that had a Parler account, when it comes back, you'll be right back where you were. Like I agree with that. But
yeah,
you know
no,
what I mean. Like they didn't get Parler on that end, but they got them because where they're hosted. And how do you even know where you're getting hosted from when you start a website?
yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? I bought a lot of servers over the day in my days. So if you go to a web hosting company, if you choose to use Amazon for your web hosting, they have a terms of service. They're a business, right?
Okay, I
You
see. Sorry to interrupt, but I just so I can understand it myself. Like when I had my repo and I was hosting it, and you go to one of these GoDaddies or you go to one of these, they wouldn't be on Amazon. They would have their own servers then, right?
correct. Any of those companies, I mean, some of their
I
servers may be on Amazon, but what would happen then is if any of their servers happen to use the Amazon network, what would happen at that point is Amazon would have to say, "Hey, we got a complaint about this website that's attached to you," and then they would have to forward that complaint to you. They wouldn't just take your website down. They would say, "Hey, you can't do this anymore. We're getting a complaint. Here's your notice." And then they'll forward that notice to you, and you'd have to handle it at that point. But here's the
Parlor
thing.
was probably being more like an extreme, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, in order for that to happen, it would have to be like an actual like DMCA or something to that effect. Like, which, like I said, if you're doing it smart, nobody can DMCA you because you told somebody what the website is for an app, or because you showed, you know, uh, an ad on a video. You just can't show the content. You know what I mean? But you can't get DMCA'd for that. It might go against somebody's terms of service, but GoDaddy has their own terms of service. So if you're not
Right.
breaking theirs by just showing an add-on without showing the content, then you should be fine. The other
Right.
the other option you'd have is go to different hosting companies for your website and say, I want a server in, Sweden or Norway or
Right.
research those things, and you can actually get a server in one of those countries. You'll pay more for it, but you can do that. And guess what? Those countries don't, like, some of them don't even respond to DMCA notices sent from other countries. So, there's ways to do things. It's getting harder and harder for sure. But if people put the research in and they look at it, the difference is that, I guess the whole point of the video is you got to pay. At the end of the day, if you want to own your content, if you want to have more control over it, if you don't want anybody having any say in what you're doing, remember, somebody's always going to have say if you break the law. Just like if you were to murder somebody live in a video, even if it was on your own website, you're still going to jail. You know what I'm saying? So don't be an idiot. But if you want to show things like we used to show on YouTube on your own website, you can do that. You're just going to have to pay. Like, you got to pay and host all your own stuff. And if you're a big enough streamer and you're making enough money and your audience understands that you may have to somehow in some way charge them a little bit to gain access to this because it's going to cost you money for servers and all this stuff, or it's going to cost you money and time to make those kind of videos and you put them on Patreon, as long as you, I think most people will understand, as long as you're, $5 a month on a Patreon account is not really a big deal. A lot of people pay $5 a month to be a member on a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So
And I think a lot of that too is like, you can decide, like if you go to a web page and you hit the join button to get the whatever content you're trying to get, and it says it's $100 a day, maybe you don't want to do that. However, if you go there and the only thing that it is you get hit with some ads and you're still getting what you want, well, maybe you should just consider that. Some people are putting in a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean that's a fact, man. Like it's hard sometimes for the. Oh, somebody just asked me this. This is weird. Somebody said, "Is Plex illegal now?" No, Plex is not illegal. Plex is totally legal. What is illegal and would technically now be considered a felony with the new laws would be if you had a Plex and you were selling people access to said Plex for profit. That would then be illegal. But if you have a Plex and you and your brother and your sister and whoever else want to watch your Plex and your family, that's fine. You're good.
And of course, you've bought and paid for everything that you put on there.
Yes. You have bought and paid for it, right, guys? Just make sure you've bought and paid for whatever is on your Plex.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like I hear quite a bit about people saying, "Oh, Plex is next." Well, it's exactly the same as the K app or Jody or whatever the heck we're calling it these days. But it's just a media player. Like the actual app itself and what it does is perfectly fine and legal, and you can buy your content and put it on your own hard drive and use that to watch it. That's what it's made for. Same thing. They're identical, really.
Absolutely. What's up, Roland? How are you? I'm doing all right, sir. Francis says,
yeah,
he loves his Plex, but channels DVR is better. Plex has been having guide issues with the changeover. Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing about Plex, right? Plex is a beautiful, beautiful application visually, like to look at, and I love how it adds in like the sound bits and stuff for TV shows and things when you're on there, and you get all the descriptions of every episode, and it's beautiful for that kind of stuff. And even when the guide works right, I've plugged in my HD home run content to it for live channels and all that stuff, just in case YouTube happens to not know what HD home run is. I use a cable card and I pay for it. It's legal. We're good. It's it's a very pretty application, but as a player, it's honestly not that great of a player. Like, and I feel like, I mean, it's made some strides, but it uses a lot more resources than something like Cody or VLC. Obviously, like those things are great players. You just anything you throw at them, they figure it out real fast, play it right. Works. Plex ain't on that level when it comes to the actual playing aspect of something, and you need good hardware to transcode all kinds of things like that. But if you have the right hardware, Plex can be really good. Like it's resource intensive a lot more so than other players. So if you have some really good hardware, it works good.
I'll mention too, it's not just the hardware that you got in your server too. For instance, if you like 4K and you have a 4K TV and you put 4K content on your Plex and you're watching it just fine, but you have an old 720p TV in the kitchen, and you throw a Fire Stick on it and you put Plex on there and you try to play that on there, good frickin' luck.
Yep. It's all about your client and your server at the same time. They both have to be good. So it's anytime it transcodes and has like the description you just gave would force a transcode, it's gonna take a hit. And most
And you would think,
processors that are in NAS,
well,
NAS
and
drives and things like that.
even if you go and force it to do 720p, it's still no good.
Mm-hmm. You're better off going into your Plex server and actually telling it to make a second version in 720 if you
Yeah,
watch a lot of your content on 720p television. And
or go
then,
buy new TVs.
yep, it takes up more space, but when you choose to play it on that 720p TV, it's going to grab that 721 and not have to transcode anything.
Yeah.
So if you do
So
have, that situation, that's the best thing you can do. In your Plex server, you can actually very easily just tell it to make another copy of that in 720.
or what I do is on those Fire Sticks that are on those TVs, I
Mm-hmm.
put the K app on there.
Yep.
It just works.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another option for sure. Or load up VLC, and it's a little tricky, but you can certainly play your stuff by that way too.
Yeah,
the
K app it's pretty simple. I mean, if you've set up a server like that in your house, setting up the K app to do the exact same thing is not any harder.
Yep, yeah, it's definitely pretty simple. And even like if you have a shield, you can actually mount your NAS drive on your shield directly, and in that case, you can actually just if you want to just load up VLC, it's going to see everything. It's already going to be right there. Just play it on VLC if you really want like super ridiculous simple.
It is. The shield is like that is something I haven't seen on anything else, on any other box, on anything else I've touched. To be able to map a drive that fast and that simple is crazy.
Yeah, they did a great job with that. I just read an article the other day too, which was crazy. I think it was like yesterday or the day before. They were talking about how 6 years it's been since the first shield came out.
Yeah.
And to this day, all these Qualcomm processors and MediaTek processors and Rock chip processors have come out. 6 years of other boxes advancing, and not a single one of them has more power than the 2015 Nvidia Shield processor.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I'm hoping they actually come out with a real update.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping 2021 would give us another shield because they did 2015, 17, 19, so it kind of made sense every 2 years.
Goddamn COVID.
But so far, I haven't heard anything because what I really want to see is a shield that can do, HDMI 2.1, because it is a big thing for gaming too. The shield is a marketed as a gaming thing, and 120 hertz is all the rage now with the new PlayStation, new TVs with 120 hertz panels. So they would definitely need a nice bump in power to be able to push 120 hertz to a TV out of a shield. And so I know we would get a meaningful upgrade. Even if you don't use that 120 hertz for streaming, it's still going to be a meaningful upgrade. That means you're going to have more power for your Plex. You're going to have more. You can probably make your shield a great Plex server if that server is able to push out 120 hertz. It's going to have some juice.
So are you playing the actual Nvidia games on there, or are you?
I did at one point. I did a lot of retro gaming on it.
It is a pretty awesome retro emulator. I mean, for what you're paying for.
Yeah, absolutely. It's super easy as long as you got a good retro emulator, like an actual emulator. Here's a question. This is an interesting question. If you're using Real to Brid to put content on Plex, is that illegal? Yeah. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. Yeah, that's illegal.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat it. That's illegal. Yes. Yeah, and Lewis Page says he plays his Xbox Game Pass on Shield. That's something else that you can do now with the Xbox Game Pass, because you're able to stream your games. You can actually play Xbox Game Pass on the Nvidia Shield, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I haven't played a lot of games. I've got the 2017 Pro, I think.
Yep.
The 500. Yeah, had the nice remote with the shitty battery that eventually died, and they wanted $100 for it, and I said, screw that. But I just started trying emulation on it, and yeah, I think it'll do up to some PS2, PSP for sure, like Dreamcast. It'll do quite a bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I had I was using PS1 emulation on the Shield, and it worked well.
Oh yeah, it should do that, no problem. It was even GameCube, like some of the even harder GameCube, no problem.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I had what was I? I had the gold. Remember GoldenEye on N64?
Oh yeah,
I was doing that too. Even that now is like you can't even talk about that, like ROMs and stuff like that.
oh
That's
yeah,
in the
yeah.
terms. It's in the broad terms of service also. What's up, Jazzy?
Yeah.
Also, D Johnson, to go a little bit further on what you asked about, using RD and to add content to your Plex. I mean, the real God's honest answer is yes, but um, you know, if you're, I can't promote said things on YouTube at all, but to answer the question, if you are safe about it, it does have an encrypted connection to there, and you have an account with a password. Um, but yes, the answer to the question is yes. That's the best I can do for you. It doesn't mean that I'm telling you to stop doing it. It just means
the official answer is no, but wink, wink.
yeah, like wish the Shield could run NBA Street V2 PS2 and the Fight Night series on PS3. I don't know. I don't think it can, but I think if you do get the next processor, you could. PS2, you might be able to.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, have you tried tried it on PS2?
I haven't. It might run some things, but PS3, I'm pretty sure it can't handle that one.
No, I don't think I've seen any YouTube videos. I've been trying to Google and research. I think PS2 would be the limit.
But yeah, I mean that's let me put the link out there one more time. If anybody wants to jump in, I'll probably stay on for another 10 minutes. So feel free to jump in, just say hi, ask a question, speak your mind, whatever the case is. The link is right there. Anybody that wants to take it, take it. Yeah, I mean, it's that's my advice to you guys though, man. That's what I came on to say. Terror added in, email distribution lists. I know there's definitely, if you Google email distribution lists, there's paid services for that. Maybe somebody we know might be able to come up with scripting for that as well. But at this point in time, the people in this community, everyone's used to beefing with each other and whatever, except for me. I don't beef with nobody. Uh, but so many people spend and waste time doing that. Right now, if you're doing that with everything that's going on, that's just toxic, guys. Cut it out. Everybody needs to come together and help each other. If you guys as the community want to see these kind of things continue somewhere, since they can't be here, um, don't encourage that kind of behavior, because that's not going to help you get your knowledge at the end of the day. There's a big change right now going on, and there's a lot of people that are either going to be forced to quit because they only think the only place they could do it is YouTube, or they don't have the knowledge to do it somewhere else. Everybody should be coming together. I have the knowledge to make a website. Somebody else might have the knowledge to make an email list. And because I can make a website, and maybe, Terror knows how to do something else, and, DJ knows how to do something else, and Fire TV Guru knows how to do something else, we should all be chatting with each other and all help each other with our areas of knowledge to say, this is how our community should be moving forward. And anybody that's not down with that program right now, honestly, you don't belong in this community, because you're just being toxic. I mean, Terror might disagree with me, but that's how I feel about it.
Oh, hey man, no, go back and watch my video. I said right there when I was calling to see who was willing to step forward and help. You said I made the statement that, it was about the community and keeping it together in case, it comes under attack and whatnot. And, I said it right there. I said, my biggest nemesis, I would, I won't mention names here because it's your channel, but I said if that person was willing to come on and had something to give, like knowing how to set something like that up, because I don't. Bygones be bygones. Let's get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, guys, I'm very serious about keeping things going in a way that talks about on here a lot of different tech stuff, and it's gonna pertain to this community. A lot of it will, because every single thing that you need, there's tons of things you need to stream. I might not be able to come on here and talk to you guys about streaming, but you need a router, don't you? You need to understand how Wi-Fi works if you're using Fire Sticks, don't you? You need to understand why you got buffering on things. I can talk about all that stuff here. I can talk about TVs because that's where you watch your content ultimately. I can talk about boxes without showing all the things that they don't want us to show, but I can still show a box. I can still say this is a nice piece of equipment. You know what I mean? So,
Hey, Lee, what are your thoughts? I'm not monetized at all, so
yep,
I don't know. They really don't flag me for much of anything. I flag completely under the radar, but like obviously, Kodi is still by itself without any third party anything. It's perfectly legal, and Kodi skins again perfectly legal, right?
yep,
Now, a lot of build reviewers, and everyone's always about the builds, which obviously have a lot of third party stuff in them, which then makes it something that we can't display on YouTube, right? But
correct.
almost all of them, they all look a little different, but if you really look at the menus and if they're half decent people putting them together, they kind of stick to the same standards. Like if you go to this menu, you're probably going to find this and this. I'm wondering why do you think videos like that showing, without all the third party stuff in it, but actually how to navigate around, say you take a skin, you strip it out, and like, okay, this is actually how you use it.
I think that is completely legitimate. The
I would
thing
think so
is,
too. But what I'm wondering is, do you think it would get flagged?
I'm going to find out because I'm going to do it.
Yeah, there you go.
And I am monetized. So I want to see, I don't think, but here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to take content that I own and put it on my NAS drive, and I am going to load up Kodi in a
Yeah,
video on YouTube and load up a skin from the Kodi repo. When you click get more, I'm
yeah,
going to get more. So there's nothing third party whatsoever.
should be legal, should be perfectly fine, right?
And I'm just going to say, here's how you can create your own. Uh, I don't want to even call it a build because that's such
Yeah,
a
I
bad
wouldn't
statement.
either.
But here's how you can use Kodi as it was meant to be as a media player,
There
right?
you go.
And all the content here I own. Hell, I'll even show the DVD disc in the video.
Yeah, there you go.
I bought this. I own it, right? So, and I'm gonna load it up right here. And here's how you can edit this particular skin so that you can have a nice platform to view your own content on a box. I don't think there should be anything wrong with that.
I don't
And
think so either.
of course, anybody that wants to can edit that skin and use it with third party add ons, but I'm not showing you how to do that. So
Yeah,
why would that be wrong? I don't want to tempt too much fate, but I will try that as one video. And I don't think I'll get hit, but they might demonetize it. And if they demonetize it, then at least I'll know, all
yeah.
right, they just don't want anything of this here. And then I'll just take that to another platform, whether it's Patreon or my own website once I get that going or whatever it is, so, and that's fine. I'll just put that, anything that they demonetize routinely will just go to the other platform. Because like I said, as a content creator, it takes time, it takes effort, and I got to get monetization in some way for it because I spend hours upon hours doing this stuff. Uh-oh. We got another person here. Let's see. Pimp Tech, what's good?
What's good, Lee?
What's going on?
Oh, just chilling, bro.
Hey, Lee. I'm going
What's
to
up,
pop
bro?
off here, man. Thanks for having me on.
You said you're going to jump off?
Yeah, I got to pop off.
All right, Terry. Take care, my man.
Thanks for having me on, man. You guys all stay deadly.
I hear you. Thanks for jumping in. What's up, Pimp?
Just chilling, man. You know, a lot of things changing, you know, in YouTube and you know, I agree with a lot of what you said.
Yeah, man, it's a different day and age, you know. But I feel like the more we work together, the more we, you know, put our minds together. We're all smart individuals. We all, you know, have different things that we're good at, and I feel like together we can come up with things. And there's no, you know, a lot of times people just have the wrong mentality. It's like, I know something, I'm gonna keep it to myself, and I'm gonna be the only one that can do this, you know.
Right.
And that mentality isn't going to help anybody, because you might know something and you keep it to yourself, and now you're the only person doing it. But that just means that there was maybe 10 other things that 10 other people knew, and because you refused to jump in on that, now you're just doing one thing that's by yourself instead of 10 things that everybody's doing. Is that one thing really going to outweigh those 10 by keeping it to yourself, you know?
Right.
Thank you, Tara.
I actually had a question, Lee.
Yep.
How many computers do you actually own, man?
Well, the one I'm using right now is actually my job's computer, because I work on this computer all day. So I don't technically own it, but it's here because I'm working from home. So that's one. Then I have a laptop over here is two, and my big PC back there, I guess, makes three. And I have what's the Microsoft tablet? The hell are they called again?
The
Surface Pro.
Surface Pro, right.
Yeah, I have those are the four I have, I guess, and one of them's not really mine, so you could say three. But man, I want that new Asus one that's coming out. That Asus ROG, the one with the two screens. It's got like half a screen on the bottom.
Oh, it's a monitor?
Sexy. No, it's a laptop. Hold on. I don't even know how to share my screen on here, but I'm about to. Hold
you
on
go present.
Yeah, like I said, I don't use this. This is my first time using this software, but it's Asus ROG.
Google Meet is actually really nice. You know, it actually, you could, on your phone you can share your screen, but I wish they would make it more friendly with YouTube.
Yeah, here it is. Duo 15 SE. Let me see something. I gotta. Here we go. Let me show this thing right here. Hold on. Share my screen, right? And share screen is easier. It's giving me all these tips. I know how to share a screen, buddy. Thank you. But let's see. Is it gonna? Okay, I get to pick the screen. So I want to share this screen right here. All right. See that right there?
Oh, damn! That's like two screens in one.
Yeah, man.
That's
and
dope.
This thing is like you can get look, 300 hertz, 3 milliseconds, 1080p, but they also have a 4K 120 hertz screen option. And then this is like half a screen on the bottom.
What is the half a screen for, though? That's what I'm not getting.
So if you're, it's actually really dope. Think about streaming, right? You're on YouTube right now.
Right.
If you don't have a second monitor, you can have your YouTube show up here, or your StreamYard or whatever, and your comments could be down here, or anything else, controls your behind the scenes chat. You can make little boxes down here up to like 3 side by side.
Word. Is it touch screen on the bottom screen?
Yeah, the bottom is touch, and they have software specifically for it.
Oh, that's dope.
A lot of video games too now, they make things that are specifically designed for these second screens. So you can put certain stuff down here, like monitoring FPS and all kinds of things. It's kind of cool. This is a very, very expensive laptop, though.
I bet it is. Our ROG Strix is really nice, though. That's my desktop. I just upgraded this year to the Ryzen. And I'm loving it. You know.
Yeah, man. I mean, this thing, the reason I want it is because literally the newest one that's about to come out, this is the 15, they call it it's the SE. They already have a Duo 15 that's out. But this one uses AMD's new mobile chip, the newest one that they just announced. So it's overclockable in the laptop and everything. And it's got it's one of the first to have the mobile version of Nvidia's 3080 card. They say this laptop is basically the equivalent of having a 2080 Super in a desktop. Like you're going to get the same frame rates and all the same amount of power. So video editing and all kinds of stuff like that is going to be amazing on that thing.
That's got to be about 3,000. I'm guessing 3 to 4,000, maybe 4,000.
I think it's going to be. I think the 4K version is probably going to be like $4,000, and the 1080p version will be closer to 3,000 probably. But I mean, it's a crazy laptop. Kiko said, "Didn't I buy a Legion laptop a couple of months ago?" No, I bought a laptop that had two screens like this. It was actually an Asus ZenBook Pro Duo. It was the first dual screen laptop, and it was expensive. It was like $2,500, but I returned it and I exchanged it for that desktop. I ended up back there because it was giving me issues with the USB power delivery. So I returned it within like a week, and I ended up paying just a little bit. Actually, I paid less. No, you know what? That laptop was $3,000, and that desktop was $2,500. I got a $500 refund and got a giant desktop. That's how crazy expensive the laptop was. Francis says, "How's the battery on that thing?" People say listen, it's pretty decent. I think it's a 90 watt-hour battery, which is pretty big. But when you have that much power in there, it's still not going to last that long. This is really like a desktop replacement laptop. You're going to want to set this up somewhere and plug it in as I would swap out right now. What I have over here is an MSI. That's an MSI Prestige 15, which is a decent laptop. But I tried to stream on it like 2 streams ago, and you guys could see it. I know it struggled, even though the video quality, part of it was the lighting, but I could see the frame rate and stuff was struggling just because that's a mobile processor. This thing has a desktop version. Even though it's mobile, it's the high, it's like the 45 watt version, so it's like, this one is like a mobile version. So it's meant to use like 15 watts. Kiko said, got to get a second mortgage for that laptop. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'll be able to get that laptop right away unless I, just get some kind of, I got to look at it. Like if Asus's website lets me use something like Klarna or what's the other one? Let me stop the screen share because y'all saw it now. There's another one that's good. Affirm or Klarna, right? If your credit is decent, they'll let you get it with 0% interest and pay for it over 24 or 36 or 48 months. You get like choices. And I like usually with like what they do with me, because like my credit's not like amazingly great, but it's not bad. Like it's decent. I have good credit, like not great credit, but good credit, right? So usually when I want to buy something like that, I'll look at that and say, okay, let me check Affirm if it's available on the website, and Affirm will say, okay, you can spend, up to $5,000 you're approved for on this site. And if you pay it off in 12 even payments, you got 0% interest. If you choose 24 months, they might charge you like 1.5%. If you choose 36, now you might pay 5%. But you'll see what the monthly payment is. And if you can afford to do it over that time, that would be probably the only way I could get that pretty soon. Because I've been saving as much as I can for as long as I can to get my photography gear up. So, I mean, I could buy this, but then my photography gear would take a big hit. And I'm not going to give up on that because that's going to be really my focus heavily for my actual business. So I'm going to get that first. And then maybe the photography will afford me the ability to buy that outright, or maybe I'll be able to get it with Affirm and just make some monthly payments, But Roland said, do it the old school way, mow yards and save money. Yeah, look, if somebody if I don't have in New York, it's mowing lawns is not good. Well, Octavia says, what's up, Sharon? Octavia said, oh, Sel said, I'll send you Melly's card. That's an inside joke. I appreciate it, Sel. I'm a screenshot this and send it to Melly. And Octavia says photography is very expensive. That is very, very true. I mean, I keep it real with you guys. I've been saving money for a year to get more gear and stuff like that. And it's like all the money I've saved over the year, and that's like everything that came in from YouTube, everything that came in from VPNs, everything that came in from that stuff. I just put it on the side, as much of it as I can, and just waiting for the new camera that I want to come out, which Sony is making an announcement on the 26th, I think. And I'm hoping that that's the camera I want. I have a feeling it's not. But, Mr. On Demand, I didn't even see you there. Hang on. There you go. What's up, Mr. On Demand?
Hey, no problem. I just wanted to give you some props. I wanted to say great show, and to get up and tell some hard truths about what's going on that people need to hear. I mean, some people aren't going to like to hear what you had to say, but people need to hear it. And I just wanted to come on just real quick, just give you a thumbs up and just tell you that much respect to you to get out there and let people know, this is the reality, and they need to they need to understand it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, man. It's a hard truth for a lot of people, and I understand that part of it too. But
and this is coming from somebody who lost a channel with 40,000 subscribers, and I've had to rebuild, and I'm only at not even at 6,000 on a channel I got now, and so I understand losing a channel. I understand that aspect of it, and I feel for Rojas and hope the best for him, and anybody else who's going through the same thing, losing a channel,
and I feel for you guys, man. Like, I don't know if you caught the show from the beginning, but I said, like, somebody like you, somebody like Rojas, I feel bad. I feel like, in my personal opinion, that's, going backwards and hitting people for things that were before they changed the terms of service isn't right.
Right,
But
definitely.
at the end of the day, it's their platform. If that's how they want to do it, what can we do?
For me, it wasn't terms of service. They hit me for copyright infringement that actually wasn't legitimate. And it's actually really funny because it was it was the same but different. But YouTube didn't let me fight it at all. I told them, I'm putting in a counterclaim. Tell them to go to court. I'm ready to go to court over it. I've got all my ducks in a row. I was, ready to fight it. YouTube just decided, because they own the platform, and this is what people need to decide. If YouTube decides not to push your counterclaim forward to the claimant, doesn't matter. You can counterclaim it all you want. It's not gonna make any difference, because YouTube decides whether they want to let you fight it. And so YouTube didn't like the content on the channel, so they just let it go. And it was Sky TV. They were hitting a bunch of people. They even hit Rojas.
Yeah, they hit me.
Yeah. And so, they were going after everybody. And a little known thing, I don't know if you know, but Sky's owned by Comcast.
Yeah.
And so Comcast is actually my internet provider. So it's just kind of funny that my internet provider basically is the company that got me kicked off. So, it was just kind of a funny situation. But, it is what it is. I do my stuff that I do. If I start making money, I make money, but I do it for fun. I do it hobbyist-wise now on YouTube, and I just try to have fun with it. That's all. Yeah,
no, I appreciate you coming on and saying that too, sharing your experience, because, a lot of people need to, I feel like just me saying it, and people look at me. I recently got hit with a community guideline strike, of course, like everybody else has been getting hit, which is how they were taking things down. Hang on a second. Video call for Hey. I'm on YouTube right now. All right, bye. You can warn me. Okay. Bye. My bad. So basically, right, they hit me recently with a community guideline strike. Oh, we lost him. Thank you for coming on, Mr. On Demand. They hit me with one for one of the very first videos I ever did. It was 2016, and it was a video about UK Turks add-on. And I was like, damn, like that's crazy, you know? So, and they removed the video themselves. This was before they even updated the terms of service. So I was like, okay, but a couple years back, they hit me, Sky, like Mr. Underman was saying, they hit me with a copyright claim for literally. I was actually showing. It was like a remote control. No, that was a different one. I got hit with that too. I'll explain that. I don't remember what it was, but what they hit me with was a copyright strike for 19 seconds of a soccer match when I was showing something, and they weren't even playing at the time. It was like in a timeout, and I was basically just like shuffling through channels, and it was actually like content that I wasn't even like I legitimately had service that just had this channel. It was like a Sky US channel, like, or a rebroadcast from them or something, like a US channel broadcasting a UK soccer match that I was going through on my HD home run. And I was basically showing something. I think it might have been like the live channels app on the Shield, something like that. 19 seconds, copyright strike. And then there was another one that I got when I was reviewing a remote control. And I said, well, how do I review a remote control and tell people, show them that it works if I can't show channels? You got to flip through channels with a remote control, right? How do I know that play and pause works and all this stuff without playing something? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, that was the PBS one. That's exactly what it is, Buzz. I decided to play PBS, Public Broadcasting Station. Okay, it's free. It's over the air. All you need is an antenna. And because they were playing a movie at that time on PBS, the movie was owned by the Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints, or however you say that, right? And I got a copyright strike from the Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints. I was like, are you kidding me? You guys gave it for free over the air. I showed it on YouTube for 20 seconds to show that volume up and down worked, the channel change worked, whatever it was. I thought about this ahead of time. I set my cable card to make sure that when I opened the app, it was already on PBS, just to make sure that I wouldn't get a strike. I'm like, PBS is free. It's over there. Why should I get a strike for that? And they hit me. So you're cracking me up, you know? But yeah, I mean, but again, at the time I was mad because I put in an hour of my time to create this video, right? And then I uploaded it and I put all the tags on it and all that afterwards, right? And boom, immediately strike. And when I got that strike, I was banned from going live for 90 days due to that strike. Like, I could not go live for 90 days. But again, I was upset at the time. Different mind frame. I'm starting out. I'm not as well versed in business. I'm not looking at it a certain way. That's why I came on and did this show today, because there may be many people out there that are in that mind frame I was in 2017 when that happened. That was like 4 years ago already. You know, YouTube owns the platform. The Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints owns that movie. They gave it to PBS for free. So theoretically, I feel like, and to this day, I feel like, why does it matter if I showed it for 30 seconds or whatever it was, right? But they own it. It's their movie. If they don't want it on my channel, they have every right to copyright strike me for it. And that's the big boy pants y'all got to put on now. You know, and ladies, whatever it is that, you know, y'all got to pull up the pantsuit. You know, it's just what you got to do, because you got to accept that you don't own this platform. You know what I mean? So it's, you know, Lewis says I have business experience. Yeah, I mean, I did too. But what I mean is I wasn't looking at it from the perspective of YouTube. I was looking at it from the perspective of myself as the creator only. And I think a lot of people make that mistake and don't even realize that you really don't have control over your content if you're putting it on YouTube. You don't. YouTube has ultimate control over it. They could remove your video at any time. They could, block your channel and delete it at any time. They could literally make up any reason they want to get rid of anybody if they want to. And people might say that's censorship. They might say it's whatever, but YouTube is a business and they own their business, guys. And any business can decide that they can get around any rules. You know what I mean? And say, I don't want you involved in my business because just like anyone else, we have all these rules in place in business that say you can't discriminate against based on race, you can't discriminate based on religion, based on sexual orientation, and YouTube has to abide by those rules. But that's not what they're kicking you out for. They're giving you a totally different reason that's not one of those reasons to kick you out. You know what I mean? And yeah, listen, Roland, this is the thought process, and you're right. I'm going to put this this comment up here. Roland said, we don't own the platform, but people like you, the content creator, make YouTube what it is. You're right. My content brings certain people to this platform, but if I disappear tomorrow, look, Rojas had over 100,000 subscribers. I guarantee you every one of the people that was a subscriber is still on YouTube. They just subscribed to somebody else right now, or they're subscribing to his new channel, whatever the case is. YouTube doesn't care because they know that somebody else is going to come along and it's somebody that's not going to break the rules, and that somebody, YouTube, I don't think YouTube wants to delete anybody personally. They're just looking out for their business. They don't personally care about, you telling somebody a web address for an APK. They don't care, but they have clients who care. YouTube is a ad revenue business, and there's a bunch of people that advertise on here that are, have parent companies that are ISPs, cable companies, movie companies, all these kind of people advertise with YouTube, and they're going to say, listen, we pay you tons of money. We make contracts with you, and you make tons of money off of our ads. We're going to pull our ads away and hurt your business if you don't get these guys out of here. What's YouTube going to do? We're small fries and potatoes. You know what I mean? Those guys are the filet mignon. They don't, like, when it comes to them making money, those guys are the $300 Kobe steak. We're just a McDonald's burger. They're going to get rid of us to keep them any day. And us as content creators, we got to understand that and abide by the rules. You know what I mean? It's not fun. We may not think it's fair. We may not think it's right. But at the end of the day, it's their business. If you owned a business, right? Let's just say, to make this real simple, let's say each and every one of you guys owns a business, and your business is a clothing store. You sell clothes, a retail store, right? Yeah, like Kiko said right there too. It's like, just because you bought a certain movie on DVD doesn't mean you can show it on here. That's true. You got to look at it that way. You own it because you paid for it. So you have the right to watch it in the privacy of your own home. It doesn't mean you have the right to rebroadcast it. But let's say everybody in here owns a clothing store, and I'm going to give you guys a perfect example of this. You own a clothing store, and I walk into your clothing store. I'm just a totally normal person. I got my hat on. I'm got shirt on, pants on, shoes on. And I walk in, and the sign on your store says, in order to enter the store, you must have on a shirt and shoes. That's pretty commonplace. Nobody complains about that. Like, except maybe if you're like at the beach, that might not make sense. But, let's say we're not at the beach. Most stores say you need a shirt and shoes to come in. Now, I come in, nobody says anything. Kiko walks into the store, nobody says anything. Octavia walks into the store, nobody says anything. Trooper from Florida, he don't got a shirt on because that's how he rolled down in Florida. But he comes to New York and he's still like, I don't want to have my shirt on. And he walks into the store, and the store owner comes in and says, you can't be in the store without a shirt on. And Trooper starts wilding out. Does Trooper have a right to wild out if on the store door it says you must have a shirt on to come in here? No, he don't. He could wild out all he wants, but they have every right to throw him out of the store. And I'm sorry I used you as the bad example, Troop. But that's just facts. And it's the same thing on YouTube. YouTube got a terms of service. The terms of service is just like that sign on the door. When you make your YouTube channel, you agree to those terms of service, and you also agree that those terms of service can be updated at any time. You know? That's just how it is. You know, it's the rules, man. It's not free speech on YouTube. YouTube owns this platform. If you paid them and you got a different set of rules, that's another story. But they give it to you for free. You know what I mean? Roland said, if I have 1,000 friends come over the house to view that movie that he bought, it's okay. But I can't share the same with 1,000 friends online. Well, to actually say that, you can. Technically, you could. You can't charge them for it. Charging them for it makes it a felony. But if you had a private server of your own and you put it up there for your friends and you were able to prove that these were your friends, theoretically, I guess you wouldn't be charged with a felony. At least you might have that. People might look at that as wrong. I don't know if you could get in trouble, big trouble for it, but it's not going to be a felony because you're not charging for it. But here's the difference. It depends on the terms of service for the movie you bought. You got to look at it. There'll be a terms of service from the movie company. It's just like you buy a DVD. It's going to say you bought that. Here's the thing. I'll tell you exactly what it says, unless they've changed it. It's been a while. But on the back of that DVD, right, it's going to say you own the copyright use to this DVD in your own home for your own private viewing, not to be rebroadcast anywhere. The minute you put it on the internet, that's a rebroadcast. Therefore, you're not allowed to do that. And that's how they're going to get you, because you're rebroadcasting it. But if your friends come to the house, you're not rebroadcasting it. It's in your house, and you own the right to put that in your house privately to your friends. That's the true facts right there. So you got a terms of service for everything. Whether you pay for it or you don't, you generally have a terms of service for it. It's like, you know, a much crazier thought process for a term of service is you might have the right to buy a gun. It doesn't give you the right to go outside and shoot somebody in the face with it. That's an unwritten terms of service, even though that's just one you should know. You know what I mean? So, but it doesn't mean you can't buy the gun, but you can't do anything you want with the gun just because you own it. You know, and that's the bottom line to it. It's sometimes the rules seem silly. Sometimes they make sense. Not being able to shoot someone in the face just because you feel like it makes sense. Not being able to share your movie with 100 friends online doesn't make as much sense to me. But I could understand why the copyright owner might be like, those 100 people could have bought it. They're not with you. You know? Just like when you go to the movie theater, each person has to buy a ticket. You could go with 10 friends, but you can't all get in with one ticket. You know? So it kind of makes sense. I get it. You know, and that's what it is, guys. So I don't think anybody else is going to jump in. I'm going to end the show in a couple of minutes. Go ahead and hit me up with questions if you got, you know.
Actually, Lee, I had a question for you.
Sure.
Going forward, do you see yourself doing more product reviews and stuff like that as far as on your channel?
Yeah, definitely. I want to do product reviews that do pertain to streaming. Like I look at my channel. I mean, I'll do other product reviews too. You know, like let's say I end up with that laptop, I'll definitely review it. You know, when I get a new camera, I'll review that. I'll review phones. I'll review anything that I actually get. I mean, there's so many things I have here that I could review right now, theoretically, but I just haven't had time. I haven't said a word about this microphone that I'm using right now. But, you know, it's a new microphone. There's so many things. But what I really want to do as a decent portion of this channel is review things that have to do with streaming. And I don't want to do this. Of course, I want to do it because it's a passion of mine. Streaming will always be a passion of mine, whether it's, you know, completely legitimate or not types of streaming. it'll always be a passion for me to learn. I'll follow the news on it all the time. But I want to show other people in this community how to change their channel, be an example for that. So I want to come back on and make another Shield video and do it in a way where it abides 100% by YouTube's terms of service, so that others can see that and go, okay, I'm gonna make a Fire Stick video now. I don't want people to think like, you can't talk about your Fire Stick anymore. You can't talk about your Shield anymore. You can't, people still need that knowledge. They might have to go somewhere else for the rest of the knowledge, but you can give them a bunch of the knowledge here to get started. And I think that's something I want to focus on a lot on this channel. So I'll definitely be doing boxes, TVs. I got to just set up my camera to look at TVs a little different. Octavia says she remember me doing. Yeah, I try. The phone was not successful, but I'll do it again anyway. That's another one, Octavia. I'll even tell you. The phone video that I did, right? Octavia said, I remember you doing phones. So I did a video on the Pixel 3 when I first got it. And that was the first phone review I did. And I thought it was a pretty decent video, kind of no frills, just here's the basic things about the phone, the way it operates. I kind of did it, I don't know, it was maybe like 15 minutes long, 20 minutes long. And here's the thing. I got copyright hit on that. I went to a website to show how the speakers sounded because I had 2 front-facing stereo speakers. And that website was a copyright-free music website. So I went to that website and played a copyright-free song so that it could, you could hear how it sounded, how loud it was, or how clear it was. And I got hit with the copyright for that song. Ain't that crazy? You know why? Because I wasn't a member of that site. When you join that site, apparently you have to pay to join the site. And when you pay to join the site, you have to give them the YouTube channels that are yours, and then they'll look that up. And because they actively search for their music on channels, and if you haven't paid and you're not a paid member, you can't use their music. And then I thought to myself, wow, that's crazy. What if I paid and now I no longer pay? Can they go back and strike me for all my old videos? So I never did that again. But these are the kind of things as a streamer that will upset you at first. But you know what? When you start looking at things different, that's their right. That's their website. They get paid to give you that music. If that's how they want to do it, it's on you to know the terms of service. And it's on you to decide if you're okay with those terms of service, And I wasn't, so I never went back to that website again. But I actually got knocked for that. It was like 15 seconds of it was just an instrumental too. That's the hard part. Buzz is right. If you use your own content to demonstrate stuff, that should work. You are correct, sir. The problem is, how do I demonstrate my own content, like to go through TV channels if I'm doing a remote control video? I don't have my own TV channels, and I learned that even PBS ain't safe. So it's rough, but if you love it and you make money doing it, there are ways to do it, So that's the thing. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys, give you guys some ideas, get your brains flowing, think about, okay, right. Bo's channel's Bo Knows, right? So maybe Bo can go buy a website called BoKnowsStreaming.com. And if he can't put some of the stuff that he puts on his channel on Bo Knows channel anymore, he can put it on BoKnowsStreaming.com, or he can make a Patreon. I hope all these guys watch this video and say, I'm going to look into this. I'm going to look into a Patreon. I know they'll laugh, but look into an OnlyFans. Look into any place where you have more freedom to put those things in there, And that's, that was the main point of the video was, for anybody, it's like, I hope Rojas gets his channel back. If he doesn't, I hope he continues growing the channel he has. But if he wants to keep doing the types of content he was doing, he can't do it here. Neither can I. Neither can anybody else in the game if you want to stay here. And believe me, we want to stay here. Like, And we'll be honest, there's more people here than anybody. There's more exposure here for us than anybody, which means there's an opportunity to make money here for us, and there's still an opportunity for us to teach you things as end users. So that's a win-win. We just have to adjust what we teach here and learn how to, navigate in this new land. That's kind of what it is. It's just a new way of navigating. Everything is a new way of navigating. And it's going to change again at some point, I guarantee it. It might be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, whatever it is. And Sharon's sharing the Telegram group there. Guys, understand this one thing, right? So that group, as you can see by the way that the name is there, that is a public group. I want you guys to understand that. Any of you guys that are on Telegram, know this. Most groups on Telegram are private. My previous group was private. That group is now dead. Tons of other people got private groups on Telegram, which are the ones that give you these crazy long links. Okay. You see how that link just says Lee Talks Tech? That is a public group. So understand, everybody is more than welcome to join that group on Telegram. We can talk about TVs and routers, and I help people every day in there. There's at least 1 or 2 really good questions in there a day. I answer them. Sometimes I'll go one-on-one with people if they got a question that needs a further answer that would take too much space up in the group or too much time. But don't come in there. That's a public group. Don't come in there going, hey, I want to know about IPTVs, or I want to know about this or that. That's not what that group is for. That group is about the technology in general. It can be about streaming tech, but it's going to be about the type of streaming tech that's on this channel. You got a problem with your Shield? Let me know. You got a problem with your Fire Stick? Let me know. I can help you with those things. But any kind of like gray area type of content in there, deleted instantly. It's not a channel for that, guys. Like I'm done with any of that kind of stuff. So, it's not to say that I wouldn't help somebody as far as like, information on that stuff, but don't, hit me up privately. Ask me about an add-on. I'll be more than happy to answer it. But I'm not trying to put myself, I spent a long time. The reason is I've been known for this for a long time. And I'm in the United States. The laws are different. YouTube is different. And that's going to translate in other places. Even Telegram is going to add monetization soon. There's no point in getting in bad habits. Any place that starts adding monetization is going to start following stricter rules. So if you got bad habits on Telegram, start working on changing them too. It doesn't mean you can't have a one-on-one private conversation with somebody and talk about those things. But the days of doing it on any platform that isn't your own are pretty much over, because any of those platforms are going to have some form of regulation on them. So you just got to think about it. I'm more than happy to answer any of you guys' questions for things that we can't talk about publicly. But hit me up one-on-one. Ask me the question. Don't come in the group and be like, hey, what's the best IPTV? Nobody's going to answer that question for you. Don't come in the group and say, hey, is this like, just think, you know what I mean? Think about it, because it's public. Anybody can see that group. Anybody can join that group. So who's going to join it, and who's going to see it. And you don't want to look like a fool in the group. And I'll be deleting that. The admins will be deleting those comments. Nobody's going to answer those questions. So just come in. You can get plenty of help there. And you can always ask anybody that's knowledgeable privately for an answer to any question that's not a public type of question. And we'll be more than happy to answer it. It's just being smart. Be smart about it. Sharon's also sharing the Twitch. I'm going to put that up. Thank you for sharing all the links, Sharon. Twitch channel. Right now, I will talk more freely about some of the things that we can't talk about here on Twitch. I want to test that a little bit. So definitely follow me on Twitch. I'll do shows just like this on Twitch. I don't know. Can I go live to Twitch from StreamYard? I'm not sure. If I can, I will. If I can't, then, I'm going to, whatchamacallit? If I can't, I'll just, do it from the, from the Twitch app on PC or whatever. But I'm not going to show anything on there, but I'll answer questions and say the names of things on there, without, I don't think, because they don't have the same terms of service as YouTube. I know you can't show any copyrighted material for sure, but I don't think you can't speak about it. I think I could say a website on there. We'll find out, but definitely follow me there. I will do a lot of video games there too. So any of you guys that play video games and want to join me while I play, want to talk to me while I play, you could talk to me about streaming while I play too. There's a chat box there just like here. I'm trying to get that into a monetized platform. And that goes back to, again, is getting information to you guys on another platform. It's part of this whole conversation. So, of course, it's primarily a gaming site. I will game there too. I love gaming. So, you can tune in for the gaming or not. Tune in just when I'm chatting. That's fine. But it's another platform. It's another option for monetization for me. Maybe I can get a certain amount of, more freedom to speak to you guys there and still monetize it. Tony said, never heard of it. Twitch is big for games. It started off for games, but people are on there doing all kinds of things now. There's a lot of people that go on and they use there's like a category when you go to talk. One of them is just called just chatting. And you just type in what you're chatting about and you can do the same thing you're doing right here. It's twitch.tv is the website. Somebody asked what's the Shrink and Sharon posted the link to the Telegram. It's right here. Where is it? I'm going back up, trying to find it. Here you go. That's the Telegram group right there. t.me/Lee_talks_tech. Yeah, see somebody's friend DJ's there. I know Cell DJs. I think he was thinking about DJing there. Cell had a good comment earlier, and I forgot to put it on the screen. All right, so Buzz has a good question. Why is recorded gameplay okay, but playback of a movie clip or music, they are all over it? All right. So it's a good question, Buzz. And I'll tell you why to the best of my ability. It's basically because when you're playing back a video game or recorded game, the game has a different type of copyright to it. And they do that because it's their business decision. It comes back to their business. The game itself is saying, this is a new game. It's out. We want people to see it. We want people to give good reviews of it. So normally if somebody's streaming that game over and over again, they obviously think it's a good game because if it sucked, they would stop streaming it. So they're going to be talking well about the game or giving instructionals to people about the game to help them play better, all kinds of things of that nature. And in their business mind, the gaming company says that's okay. However, a lot of games have music, and the music companies don't feel the same way. This is how fractured the copyright industry and as a whole is, all these industries. The game says, go ahead and stream it. The music company says, the game said you could stream it, but we only licensed the music to the game company. We didn't license it to you. So our music is in your video, and now we're going to strike you. So that's why I say if you do stream games, cut the music off, and you should be all right. Like just take the music out of the game. There's always a setting for that. Before you start streaming, go in, turn the music all the way down, music volume, no volume on it. Yeah, see, Tara's got a good point too. Says he loves the legal Cody stuff. Really want to see how that does, and I definitely plan to do that. And maybe DJ could come on with me, and you could come on with me, Tara, and maybe we'll show some different skins, stuff like that has nothing to do with third-party add-ons. We'll see how the reaction is to that. I don't personally think, and I think there's a decent argument to, that you could fight that if they did say something. But just like somebody else said, if YouTube doesn't want to let you fight it, they don't have to. But I think it's worth it. I don't think they'll take my channel down for that. So I think it's worth it to take a look. You know what I mean? To try it. Kiko said he was watching Cell play Destiny 2 tonight. Yeah. Cell X23 right there, that's his Twitch channel is Cell X23. So it's the same address as my Twitch channel, but CellX23. And he sometimes talks about streaming too, but he mostly plays games. But he talks about streaming sometimes also. Sarah says he'd love to show some skin mods. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm gonna dip my toes in that water and see how they react. Just by, like I said, I'm gonna grab a skin from the Kodi repo, put it into a blank Kodi, and say, here's how to make a nice looking skin. Here's how to edit some submenus. Here's how to do, general stuff without going as far as actually really editing the skin. Just like something that anybody could do, sort of, just by following along. And I'll throw in I'll make a folder with 5 movies that I actually bought. Show those damn things on the screen and say, I own these. I'm not going to show the movie at all, but just so they can't even complain about that. We'll see what they say. If it stays monetized and there's no problem, then we'll be like, all right, Sarah, come on over. Let's check out some skin mods and see how that goes. And then we'll have DJ come in and show some themes and load up his repo, because his repo only has themes in it, and there's nothing wrong with themes, right? So we'll see how, you know what I mean? We'll go one step. Okay, they didn't say anything. One step. Okay, where's that line? Where is it where we can't do that? Because unfortunately, like I said, it's a free platform. We don't pay. They're not going to give us customer service. We can't ask them that question. They're just going to let us know by what they go, nope, can't do that. And then we'll know. We can go this far. Anything beyond that, Patreon, OnlyFans, your own website, whatever it is, you need a space for that. But we'll find out how far we can go. I'll be a guinea pig, because I know I won't be actually breaking any laws while I do it, because I'll never be that dumb to go that far. So fine by me. I'll test the waters. So I'm good with that. But yeah, guys. I mean, that's the show. I don't have much more to say. I hope I answered you guys' questions. I hope my StreamYard stream didn't mess up at all. The audio was good, I hope. I turned the volume down a little because I was listening to my last 2 and I felt like I was a little too loud, where it kind of broke up a little bit. So hopefully this worked out well. If you're still in here, guys, and you haven't hit that thumbs up, please hit the thumbs up, because I want this video to circulate. I want YouTube to recommend it. The engagement is what makes them recommend. That's how the algorithm works. So the more thumbs up there are, when this video is over, leave comments underneath. Say, if you liked it, say great video. If you didn't like it, say bad video. I don't care. Just leave a comment. All right? Because when people start looking at, what changed in YouTube, why are people mad at YouTube, I want this video to pop up. I want people to be like, okay, that makes sense. I got to start thinking different. I want to see us move forward. I don't want to see us stuck here. I don't want to see us like sulking in our own sorrows, Stay positive. As always, stay supreme. That slogan's never going anywhere. I'm gonna actually make some new gear with Stay Supreme on it. I'm looking into that too, guys. I wanna do some more merch, but I want to do it a little different than I did it before. I want to make it like actually make it somehow, So, make a little bit of merch, like just some hats and some shirts and stuff like that with the Stay Supreme slogan on it. Maybe I'll do some Lee Talk tech stuff too, whatever the case is. But definitely the hashtag Stay Supreme stuff will live on, because that's a way of life, And I will see you guys soon. Yep, Kiko got the hats and shirts. I'm gonna make some new ones. Definitely make some new ones. So I appreciate you all. Love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for listening. Like I said, thumbs ups, leave comments after the video's up. Get the engagement going on this video, so hopefully when people search, they'll come to this and they'll feel a little bit of positivity and at least have some guidance in a direction to go, hopefully, instead of just watching. I've seen so many videos of people just complaining, and I said, I got to say something, because all these complaints ain't getting us anywhere. And everybody in the community, hit me up anytime. If you got some skills about setting up your own stuff, like Tara said earlier, we should all work together. Maybe we'll make a little Telegram group, just have us guys in there that are YouTube creators, and, bring some people in and say, hey, who wants to create some websites? Who wants to see how we can get email lists going? Let's see the right way to get a Patreon set up. Let's see the right way to set up an OnlyFans, whatever it is that helps it going, So that's it, guys. Be good. Stay safe out there. Stay supreme as always. And I'll see y'all next time. Be good, everybody. Peace out.